I want to give you my testimony. When I gave my life to Christ, I've been through a lot in my life, but that's the past. You know, January 24th, I smoked some weed, and I was outside. Something was pushing me to go to church because I live right across the road from a church. Well, my cousin called, so I went and talked to him on the phone and went and got some kerosene. I came back, and it was wild. He's like, well, I need to get off the phone. So I got off the phone with him, set the kerosene down, and something was pushing me in that church, but then yet something was trying to pull me back. You know what I mean? It was evil and it was trying to pull me back, but good trying to push me. But the good always wins, so, I went into church. When I went in there, I met this woman, and she said, well, go in there and sit down. I was nervous because I'm not used to being around a lot of people. So I went there and sat down, and I was in it for like 8 minutes. And the preacher, Scott, was just telling my whole life in 8 minutes. And here I'm in church stone. And I was like, sir. He said, what's up? What is it you want to say or something like that. I can't remember. Sometimes my mind goes a little blurry a little bit. But anyways, I said, everything you just said, you said about my life. So he said, well, come up here. So I come up here and I was crying. I was broken, man. Real broken. Because I've been through a lot in my life. Before we get to that part, let me tell you everything where I got to that part. All right, I'm an addict. I'm a recovering addict. I'm on Suboxone, which is actually I'm on Subzol, same thing. And I try to do things right now than what I used to. I was a bad alcoholic and drug addict, so I was bad on both of them. I grew up in a very, very extremely abusive home. I was beat on bad by my dad because he was an alcoholic. And I got a loving brother and sister, but honestly, they bullied me. But then when I defend myself, I'm the one that got in trouble. I tried to defend my mom. My dad would go off on me, beat on me, kick me. I even went one morning, he was beating my mom. I tried to beat on him. Here I was, about 6 years old, trying to play a little tough guy, and got kicked like a football. Busted my mouth open because, I seen the blood and I just wiped it off. And believe it or not, I went to Head Start school that morning. I was living in Michigan. Well, we moved down here in '87, and we lived in Castlewood, and we burned wood and coal. So I had to bust wood and coal. That was my chore. I've even done it with a sprung wrist. Last couple of years went by. I was like 13 years old and had a heart. My heart started acting up. It started flying off real bad. It scared me. And I was sitting out there, here I was 13 years old, didn't know what to do. Because, something like that, you just don't know what to expect. But thank the Lord, it went back into its regular rhythm. Well, about a year or so later, it done the same thing again. So, I went, done the same thing, just kept myself calm and finally, kicked back into the regular rhythm. Well, as the years went by, as I got older, I started drinking when I was almost 15. Was smoking, been smoking ever since I was 14. That's a struggle I'm trying to break. Well, anyways, I've even tried to get saved a couple of times, and I thought I was saved, but apparently I wasn't. Because if you don't get in the Word of God, it's not going to help you. Plus, going to church every day and, you know, and just doing right for the Lord, you know. Well, anyways, I was 18 years old. I wrecked a bicycle. Went head first. Busted my head open. Which, you know, I laid there for about 5 or 10 seconds, but one of my buddies at the time, he got me up and rode a messed up bicycle back. Well, anyways, as the years went by, I'm going to get into the bad experience that I had. You know, and that's where it really gets really crazy. Got in a fight with my uncle in 95, which that was pretty crazy because I don't like fighting with anybody unless I have to. Back then, you know, I ain't going to fight nobody now. I try to voice that because I love all my brothers and sisters. And I pray and hope this gets to somebody. I don't want to see nobody go to hell and be burned in damnation for eternity in a lake of fire. But anyways, 2001, he put a can of some kind of, I don't know, it's combustion, whatever it was, spray paint or something. Had a little pit built, and I went out there to light it, not knowing that was in there. And all of a sudden, a big 12-foot flame shot up, burnt the whole left side of my body, all the way up to from my nails all up to my arm. Had a big blister. Side of my whole face was burnt, my whole leg, down through here. Well, I went to the hospital. I was in there for 11 days over it. Well, anyways, let me get to the part in 98. I was with some friends smoking a joint. I had another bad spell with that same heart issue. Heart was flying off the wall. I mean, you can sit there and just watch it. You can sit there and look at my shirt and you can see it doing that right there. Well, they called a rescue squad because I thought I was having a panic attack, but it wasn't. I knew it was something to do with my heart, but I didn't know what it was. About 30 minutes, I was living in Bristol, Virginia. About 30 minutes later, maybe 35, maybe a little longer, just roughly guessing, rescue squad got there, put me on a heart monitor. My heart was doing over 430 beats a minute. So it's been beating that long. So when they got me to the hospital and the doctor came in there, he knew exactly what the issue was. They put some stuff in my vein, you know, and it just stopped my heart for a second, kicked it back in the regular rhythm. That's when the doctor told me, he said, Mr. Savage, you got WPW. I said, what's WPW? Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome. In case a lot of y'all don't know, basically I was born with an extra electrode in my heart. And it short circuits your heart out, cause it go in there, and it can kill you. It can literally make your heart explode in your chest. Well, anyways, after he told me everything, he said, you got to get this procedure done. And I didn't have no money, weren't working then. So I went to the Department of Social Service. Thank the Lord they helped me. In 99, I had the procedure done. It took 8 hours. Well, they fixed that problem. When I got this one, you know, as the time went by, I was with this one, my ex-wife, excuse me, which we've been separated since 2001. And when we went to get married, and actually I got married to the church I'm going to. I know that's crazy. That's just how God works. God works in mysterious ways we have no control over. Well, anyways, my aunt and uncle and the preacher pressed me to get married. I wasn't ready to get married. Well, we got married. We split up 4 months later. Uh, but I was on pills. I started doing pills in 98. Either 97, 98. I think it was more 97, late in the summertime. Well, anyways, I left my wife. I went into a detox, but it was actually for another woman. So, 75% I did mess my marriage up. I take responsibility of that part. Her 25% is when I married her mom, her brother, and sister, and all that just didn't work out. I couldn't handle that. But, anyways, I got with this one girl, started shooting up, caught hepatitis C. We was together for a couple of years. I left her, got in a detox center, went to a rehab in New Beginnings in Dryden, which is no longer there. I was there for 11 months. I let some guy get the best of me, and I left there. Went to stay with a friend for about a week or so, and then he took my mom and dad's. With God's will, for lower 3 weeks. Later, I actually got a year in, and I had myself convinced, well, I'll go to the store and buy me a 12-pack of beer. I'll just drink a couple cans, and that'll be it. Yeah, I had myself fooled that. I ended up drinking the whole 12-pack of beer. And then going back and getting more. So, when you're an addict, you'll do anything to get what you want, or manipulate yourself. It's bad. Not only you manipulate people, you'll manipulate yourself as well. Well, anyways, after I got there, I went back into detox again. Met this other woman in 07. Her name was Nancy Buellen. Well, we was together off and on, had issues with her husband, and, it just kept going back and forth. Finally, we just split up. Well, let me tell you this other story in 04. I about forgot it. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I've been through a lot of things and I have missed. Well, I was on Percocets and Blues Annexes. Well, after I got them filled that night, I ate 30 Blues Annexes. Well, nothing happened. So about, 20 minutes later, I took the other 30. So within 30, 40 minutes, I took 60 Blues Annexes. I broke in my aunt's house and went to sleep on her bed. When I finally came out of it, I went to find out, find out what day it was. Come to find out, I had been out for 3 days straight. I have slept for 72 hours straight. Completely constant, not waking up or nothing. I was in a Xanax coma. But all of that's what led me to going to rehab, in Dryden. But after that, let's get back to where I was with this woman and we split up. 2010, I was heartbroken with her because I really did love her. I was just tired of cheating on me. And I'm really good at telling when women are cheating on me. I know before they even do it. That's just how I am. I pay attention to people. I've always done that. Well, anyways, I got with this other girl, and I wasn't happy because I was still thinking about her. So, I had 45 Flexeril, 10 milligrams. I was going to kill myself. And I took all of them. Every one of them. Drinking beer on top of it. About 5 or 10 minutes later, that's all I remember. Then they took me to the hospital and stuff, and then 3 days later, I woke up out of I guess some kind of coma or something. I don't know what you would call it, but I was on a ventilator. And plus, I had a tube run down me to pump my stomach out as well to get all that muscle relax out there. Well, after all that happened, then, years gone by, um, I was in a adult living facility. I would finally get to talk to my dad and stuff, and hung out with 2013. About a little over a month before he died, I heard a voice telling me, because me and my dad and my mom was talking about me, they was wanting me to move in, but I wasn't really certain about all that. I wasn't too thrilled about that. I heard the voice tell me, move in with your dad. Okay, so I did. A month later, he passed away. I witnessed his death, me and Mom. She took it extremely hard. Which now I'm worried about her. She's pretty strung out on a serious drug I ain't gonna say, but I'm sure a lot of y'all probably know it. What kind of, that this drug is pretty famous. Famous killing people too. Well, anyways, and I love my mom. I love my brother and I love my sister from this day. And I really pray for their souls because I don't want to see them go to hell. Well, anyways, I got back in really drinking and doing drugs heavy again, especially drinking. I was 37 years old, caught my first felony. Assault, battery on law enforcement. Well, next morning I woke up in jail. Don't remember nothing. I banged on the cell door and asked him, I said, where am I at? You're in jail. What happened? What did I do? I didn't know what had happened. Well, about a week after I got out, because they got me for drunk in public, that's what they got me for. After I got out a week later, that's when I got some of the paper and got arrested for assault, battery, and law enforcement. Well, they done their thing and I pulled time, and got all that took care of. In 2015, it was a couple months later after I spent my second term, almost 5 months in jail, I went to a detox center again. Well, I was walking home. So I was facing traffic. Right outside of Lebanon, Virginia. I was facing traffic going toward Castlewood. There was a big crazy dog and a Chevrolet Blazer coming. So I tried to jet across the road. Got hit by it. Between 45 to 55 miles an hour. Knocked me probably between 30 and 50 foot up in the air. Knocked me across the road. I felt God's presence. And angels that day. It kept me calm. And my aunt, and what's crazy, my mom's brother's wife was the first person coming toward Castlewood and seen every bit of it, seen me get hit and everything. I thought I was going to die. I didn't know what to do. But when God's presence was there upon me and the angels, it kept me calm. And I literally tried to get back up off the ground. I put pressure on my right foot, everything working. Put pressure on my left foot, I wasn't getting up. So I knew bad something had went wrong. Well, come after my, she brought a blanket out. She sat Indian style on the ground, laid my head on her, her leg, covered me up, because it was in the wintertime. It was December 18th, 2015. It was snow blowing and real cold. Well, The rescue squad got there. They took me to the rescue squad, took me to Lebanon, Virginia hospital, but I didn't go in the hospital. I got straight up med flight to Bristol. When they done the x-rays and everything on me at Bristol, come to find out, they had broken my hip. All the bones that connects my hip to my body and my pelvis. That's what, with all the abuse and everything, that's what triggered. Come to find out, after all that happened, I started having issues like gun shy and stuff. Come to find out, found out they diagnosed me with PTSD. I laughed at the doctor. I said, I wasn't in the military. He said, you don't have to be in that. He said, everything you've been through in your life, the abuse and everything, and all the trauma, that's what it is. Well, after I went through that, got through all that, and plus, when I was a teenager, I was molested. That's something that was really hard for me to talk about. It wasn't in the family. I was a young teenager. There was a friend I went to school with that 2 different times. Well, after, all these years went by, then, I almost drowned it when I was 17 in the pool. I wrecked a car, messed up on liquid methadone when I was shooting up. I was really messed up. That's what it gets when you try to live your will, not God's will. Your will don't work. I've just been through so much in my life that I'm just grateful that God ain't never gave up on me. Honestly, He should have. And I'm being honest. I've always had a good heart. Even before I gave my life to Christ, I've always was a good guy. I try to do anything I can to help people out.